So, a couple weeks ago, I watched Breaking Dawn Part 2, the Twilight series. Yeah, I know. If you haven't seen it yet, well, you may as well keep watching this video because I'm just going to tell you the good parts, and there's really not much point in seeing it. Anyway, the story starts with Bella Swan waking up as a vampire, because in the last one she gave birth to a half-human, half-baby, or half-human, half-vampire baby, and the whole birthing process killed her, and she became a vampire. And I'm still a little fuzzy on the becoming a vampire process, but I think it has to do with her being injected with Edward's venom. Now, if you're injected with something and it then makes you immortal, I'm pretty sure that's the precise polar opposite of venom, but whatever. So, Bella's like, ooh, look at me, I got vampire powers, and now she's stronger than all the other vampires, because she has the red vampire eyes, which they have when they're full of blood, and all the others have the weak little yellow eyes because they, like, eat kittens or some stupid shit. But never mind that. And it turns out that she's actually a better vampire than the rest of them. Like, they're remarking, wow, it's amazing for a newborn to have such control over their bloodthirst. And I was thinking, you know, if I were in her situation, I'd be like, well, actually, I'm just not a giant fucking melodramatic bitch about the whole thing. Did you ever think of that? I mean, that's what I would have said. Okay, so Edward, he imprints on the baby, which, as I understand it, these wolves imprint on their mate. So Bella is understandably a little upset about this. I'd be pretty upset too. Like, motherfucker, wolves imprint on their mates. You have imprinted on my newborn fucking infant. Ergo, you want to fuck my newborn infant. Logic dictates I kill you. But she doesn't kill him. And, gentlemen, let this be a lesson about being a pathetic friend. Now, Jacob could have bailed at any point. You know, it was obvious that Bella wants Edward. Jacob should have said, you know what, there are plenty of dull, lip-biting bitches in the world. This one is obviously taken by the world's gayest, lamest vampire. Why don't I move on? And if he had moved on, he wouldn't find himself imprinted to a fucking infant. Because that's got to be some frustrating shit. So, this baby starts growing really, really fast, which seems a little odd, because if it's half vampire, shouldn't it grow really, really slowly? Vampires, they don't age. Humans do age. Seems like the in-between would be aging very slowly, but whatever. So, some stuff happens that I don't remember because it's just all really dull. Like, she sees her father, okay, and she has to control her bloodlust, and he can't know that she's a vampire, but he does know that that one dude is a wolf, but whatever. So there's all this blah blah. It's very boring. It's terribly boring. Anyway, she's playing out in the field with her daughter, who has grown to, like, a toddler now, and her girl's, like, jumping up and catching snowflakes, obviously has superpowers. And then it shows this one blonde bitch comes out of nowhere, sees this, and she's like, and runs away. It's like, seriously, bitch? Because she's going to tattle to the Voltari, those creepy vampire people that don't seem to have any kind of life. And it's like, seriously? You don't even take the time to investigate this situation. You're just like, oh, look at this. I better immediately tattle like a fucking child. Like, what the fuck? Seriously. So she goes to the Voltari, and she's like, I've witnessed a crime. And so the creepy dude with long hair, he's all like, ooh, let me use my powers to look into your mind and see it. And he's like, ooh, very interesting. So, the Cullens, the vegetarian vampires, and the pack of wolves, who are now just as dedicated to the baby as old What's-His-Face, Jacob, they assemble like a war council because they know that the Voltari are gonna come and, like, attack them. But I don't remember at any point them saying that. I don't know how they knew that, and I guess I could have rewound it, but I'll be goddamned if I watch any of that movie twice. I guess it was something like this. The Voltari sitting down, letter. Dear the Cullens, I will... You have committed a crime. I will shortly be arriving with my retinue of superpowered freaks in order to expunge you from existence. Please don't bother to reply. You will be killed. Also, my superpowered mutants are all petulant teenagers. So, there's that. Hugs and kisses. the Volturi. I don't know. And this makes me think about the, like, why aren't there more vampires? Like, sunlight doesn't kill them. Stakes to the heart don't kill them. Why isn't the world overrun with fucking vampires? Anyway, later, like, after they've assembled their war council, and it's like, the Cullens is just like, I don't know, a handful of anemic fucking vampires who don't feed. There's like these weak, pathetic vampires, and there's like every vampire in the fucking world coming to kill them. So it's like, I don't think your little werewolves are really going to help you that much, you stupid shitheads. Why didn't you send them a letter explaining the situation? Because apparently it's a crime to make a child into a vampire, but this child isn't a vampire. This whole thing could have been avoided with some snail mail, because there seemed to be a pretty big lag between the tattling bitch and the Volturi War Council. I'm just saying. And you know, this is the 21st century. Like, just pop a tweet over there or some shit. Like, the child's not a vampire. Beep. Done. And also, while they're standing, they have this big standoff, and they're like, no, we don't have to fight, blah, 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 blah. And old long-hair vampire's like, is this the child you saw? And she's like, yeah, but the child's grown since then. And he's like, then you were wrong, and they kill the tattletale bitch. Well, good. She deserved that shit. She should have investigated. But, motherfucker, you read her thoughts, and you brought the war council. Why don't you get killed? You saw what she saw and made the same determination. Why is she the one getting killed? And then there's a fight scene, and I'm like, finally, some fucking action in this motherfucker. Turns out it was all a dream. Yeah, don't watch Twilight movies. Just don't do it.